UFO sightings the military can't explain. Congressional hearings, Pentagon whistleblowers, armadas of strange aircraft flying over, of all places, New Jersey. What does it all mean? A new whistleblower is coming forward saying he's not just saying he's heard about a secret government program to retrieve UFO crash remains. He says he's worked on this program. He claims to have video to prove it.
And right now I don't see any reason why not. What he's saying is panning out. I haven't personally vetted the individual, but I have spent the last year and a half working with other individuals trying to facilitate these individuals to come forward, this one in particular.
The good news is that a controlled and safe release of that information and technology, which is the objective of this group of defectors and whistleblowers coming out in the next couple of days, is that we can transform the world economy and civilization to where we reach what's called a level 1 civilization that Michikaku talked about.
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time, and that's the truth. But the lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
So here we are again. I have like this tendency to look this way. I should look this way. Now I put it here so we can see some clips while we're talking about them.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we get to hear them in. I think we can hear them in the headphones. So,
okay.
Yeah. It's all been taken care of.
You know, Mister, we're very lucky to be alive at this very point in time, don't you think?
I thought you were going to say we are very lucky to be alive anyway.
Well, maybe that too. No. I just think it's so amazing, all these things happening around the planet. And here we are in the middle of it all, regardless of what these things turn out to be, you know. And of course, unfortunately, also the Los Angeles fires still raging, as I understand. And the drones are still droning, and I don't know about the fogs are still fogging, and unusual president's about to be inaugurated, and who knows what else. That's when I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I think, okay, what will happen today that we cannot predict or even know about, you know? Which that's why I think it's really exciting, even if the fires are not very wonderful occurrence at all. Just that everything seems to be happening at once, sort of. Oh,
has it been time like that everything happens at the same time, like simultaneously, or has it been covered like this? Because
I don't know. Well, that's the thing is, I mean, with all the different forms of media that we have now compared to 20 to 30 years ago, yeah, maybe things did happen that people didn't report or didn't have the means to report.
I think what we can see, the remnants of what left from those times, like even 50s, like,
yeah,
forget about 1800, like 1900, like we have Roswell crashing, we have Phoenix lights that has been like witnessed, cited by like a big chunk of people.
Yes.
So they couldn't deny it. They couldn't like debunk it that easily. But of course they come with the explanation. They try to like explain it away.
Yes.
But I think now they cannot do that. Now it's like the game has changed.
For sure. Yeah.
To people's favor, I would say.
Absolutely. You know, when I was a kid, we didn't even have television. The only films you'd see of any news was before the movies. they would have a newsreel, which is months old usually, and very stylized, clipped film, and, my God, that wasn't that long ago. And you look now, I mean, the moment things happen, it's out there on TikTok or Talk or whatever.
TikTok, yeah. I think it's just work in our favor to be like that.
Oh, of course.
Not that it changes the government's behavior or officials' behavior, especially with informing people about what is happening. Because so far they they cannot deny any of this, but they say, 90% of those sightings are just airplanes or weather phenomena or whatever. And rightfully so. Maybe.
Yes.
Let's say it is. But what about that 10%? Because 10%, you think 10% is nothing, but 10% is a lot.
Or even 1% would be a lot. Yeah.
Even 0.001.
Yes.
Even if it's one that we cannot explain.
Yes.
That just shows something's going on.
Yeah.
But they say just 10%. And it's so it's been reported thousands and thousands of sightings. And you say 10% of it is true. So let's just say not even 1,000. Let's say 100 of them is true.
Sure.
Shouldn't you clarify things for us? What is going on? And
you might be overestimating the authorities, Marnie. Maybe they don't have a clue either. Not many clues.
That's highly unlikely. Unlikely.
Yeah, maybe.
Because these people,
but it's possible.
Yeah, no. I think, of course, there is a possibility that they don't know shit about fuck. But what I'm thinking, that these whistleblowers that comes from different departments, different, I think Lou Elizondo will work within OSAP.
Okay. So
they know, and if they know. Of course, the government know about him. At least if you select that one, or so it's not nobody knows, nobody has any clue, and it's just say we try to figure it out, but they were safe. No. I think they know. Now. I mean, maybe if when it was weak into it, then you could have said that and I would have buy it. But now come on.
Well, they might know something, but maybe not as much as we think that they should know.
I think they know ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
And I think now, because I was trying to send to you last night, Dr. Stephen Greer coming out with a podcast called 72 Hours.
Right.
On the other hand, Ross Coulthart come with the announcement that he's going to interview and show video evidence of an NHI Craft, Nonhuman Intelligence Craft. That is not this whistleblower is not he's not saying my friend says it, I heard it. No, he sees it firsthand.
Wow.
So
it's improvement.
And it's supposed to be released coincidentally on Sunday, which is the day 72
before.
Hours.
Yeah.
So it feels like all of this in an orchestrated attack or orchestrated attempt to push the government to the point that they're okay, you got us here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's playing
yes.
Feels like they're playing poker, and now it's all chips in from the side that try to fight the good fight for disclosure, and they went all in from different sides, even if they have minor disagreements on some topics. They got united to push for disclosure.
Yeah.
So that's a really good news for me, and it's
Absolutely,
exciting.
yeah.
And weirdly, whatever we say here, they repeated themselves. And sometimes it's like, is it because I'm listening to them, I'm saying this stuff, or it's just like it comes from the same place, like
Sure.
curiosity, fighting for justice, because it's not just, it's not fair that they have some type of technology and they're in contact with non-human intelligence, or they're fighting them, or they're, I don't know, they're maybe they're they're kidnapping them and interview them. I don't know what is going on behind the scene.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a government officials or these private black funded projects. Whatever is going on, we people need to know.
How about this is a scenario that since the 50s, they have been controlling them and doing nasty things to all these lovely beings. But now the powers that be have lost control and they maybe really don't have control of what's happening, or maybe they don't even really understand what's happening fully. And maybe in 72 hours, whenever that is going to be, Sunday, isn't it? Maybe some nice friendly alien, I want to call them aliens, extraterrestrials, will step forward and say, "Hi guys, I'm Johnny from so-and-so place. We're here to sort you out, to help you to grow and make this place better." Oh boy.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
It would be wonderful, but I can imagine the shit really hitting the fan then, because suddenly the powers that be are not the ultimate power anymore. Power shift, because there's someone that's more intelligent than them has out front.
I think it's a harder paradigm shift for people than government, because government, they're very aware of it, that they're not the...
Well, I don't know. I would like to think that we're a bit smarter than that. I mean, maybe, of course, maybe people who have deep religious beliefs, very fixed ideas about how things, that would be hell, wouldn't it? If suddenly there's other beings that don't fit into their religious order of things. But I would like to believe that the average bloke in the street would welcome that, welcome neighbours who are got a lot to share with us, and maybe some wonderful new technologies and wisdom we haven't even thought of yet, so that we can really shape up. I would, for one, I would be first in line. Man, it'd be wonderful.
Yeah, let's just watch some videos that...
And of course, they would majorly upstage the happenings in Washington, D.C. on Monday, wouldn't they? It would be... Oopsie. It mightn't be too popular.
So this is Lou Elizondo, New Whistleblowers, episode number 3. Also, he has his own podcast now. And as I said, I didn't know about Lou Elizondo. They try to, like, all of them try to, like, push for this, because this is the episode number 3. So fairly recently. Let's see here if I change it to...
Recent information that has been released through News Nation and several other outlets regarding a new whistleblower in the special operations community and some of his colleagues. This is a big deal. This is a former tier 1 operator who's worked with several other agencies in the intelligence community, and what he has to say is, I think no less than extraordinary. This is kind of one of the big breaks we were trying to create an opportunity where people like this individual could come forward, a special operator with firsthand knowledge of the UAP effort that the U.S. government is behind, that has been behind for a long time. If it turns out to be true that these individual, by the way, his credentials are impeccable. If it turns out to be true, then and right now I don't see any reason why not. What he's saying is panning out. I haven't personally vetted the individual, but I have spent the last year and a half working with other individuals trying to facilitate these individuals to come forward, this one in particular, and to have this conversation with the American people. The story is.
So who is he talking about? Because he says this guy, that guy, I'm not sure.
I have no idea yet.
This individual, let's see if it's mentioned him in the description. What individual? Breaking a story on new whistleblowers coming forward, download and listen to the podcast. Okay. So let's see. At any point, he probably will not give the name away.
Okay.
Give the name away right now because it says whistleblower. So
Yep.
it's
Well,
he's probably protecting them for now.
just to
until
hear
they
the
come
story
out.
would be good.
Yeah, but let's go to this guy, which is fascinating. All right. Let's see this one. Let's see.
All right, UFO sightings the military can't explain. Congressional hearings, Pentagon whistleblowers, armadas of strange aircraft flying over, of all places, New Jersey. What does it all mean? Well, since last year's groundbreaking interview with whistleblower David Grush, News Nation's been out front on this story, and we've got another major exclusive. A new whistleblower is coming forward saying he's not just saying he's heard about a secret government program to retrieve.
Yeah, he might look freaked out, but he's a giant, by the way. He
Yes.
looks big and
You can
like,
see that. Yeah.
UFO crash remains. He says he's worked on this program. He
Look
claims
at him.
to have
Look
video
at that fellow.
to prove it and credentialed colleagues who back him up, and he has the attention of at least one senior lawmaker. News Nation's Ross Coulthart has been working on this story for more than a year. He conducted the interview for a special report airing right here this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And News Nation correspondent Joe Khalil is here with a first look. Joe, these are pretty stunning claims.
Yeah, they are. Elizabeth, the man you saw in the video, Jake Barber, he's an Air Force veteran.
So it's supposed to come out at Saturday, 8 p.m.
Oh,
U.S. time.
okay. Which is Sunday morning, 6 hours ahead of that. So
Midnight Sunday here.
somewhere there. Yeah. Okay.
And he is coming forward with some shocking claims. The first person to go public saying that he actually participated directly in a secret military program.
It's very important, directly.
Yes. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's the difference between.
I'm
third and
wondering
fourth
if it's
hand.
one of the David Grush witnesses. Because David Grush interview and like, not interrogate, but interview all of them. So gathered all the witness testimonies of these witnesses
Yeah.
together. And he was just pushing for a skiff. What was the skiff? Secret.
Oh. Yeah, no, you've lost me on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
it stands for secret compartments. Well, I'm not gonna even try. But
We can make something up.
yeah,
Might be better.
But I'm gonna explain it. What it is? It's like you leave everything, every electronic devices out, and it's like a room that is sound and frequency isolated, so nothing can get in,
Okay.
nothing can get out, and yeah, it's a very safe place to
All right.
share secret information, classified information.
Yes.
So he was pushing, asking for that, but he didn't get it. I don't understand why.
Okay.
And that's weird. Like I have some really important stuff that these witnesses try to communicate with you. Can I have a skiff?
Yeah.
Can we have a skiff? Can we talk about it? And they're like, yeah, we'll see about that.
and that he believes was to retrieve UAP or alien craft. Now, Barber says he was contracted as a helicopter pilot. He retrieved all kinds of crashed craft. Some of it, he says, top secret and explainable. Others, he says, however, he believes were non-human origin. It's not just him. We've got 3 other military veterans backing up his story on the record and on camera to News Nation. So take a listen quickly to just part of Ross Coulthart's conversation with Barber.
So tell me about the moment when you realized that you...
The eyes. Yes. He's freaking out here.
Yeah.
But I will freak out too.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, first of all, it's just relieving that moment that you saw it.
Yes.
But second of all, this is like a big big jump to go public with it.
Absolutely.
And in his head, is like, oh shit, man, everything is now everything become real.
Yeah.
Now shit got real.
Bravo,
very
mate.
quickly.
Good on you.
Yeah. Yeah, good on you.
You
Flo.
were involved in a retrieval of non-human technology, alien tech.
So it became very clear the first time our communication process and procedure was modified. And then just visually looking at the object on the ground, you could tell that it was extraordinary and anomalous. It was not human.
How close did you get?
Well, I was a helicopter pilot and I operate with 150 foot to 200 foot long line. So I got within 150 feet of this object.
What did you see?
I saw an egg, a white egg.
White egg. I'm not sure if he describes the shape right.
Well, I've seen this before, and I know he's going to mention that he was looking at it with infrared night vision, so it might not have actually been white. Yeah, I thought about that point too. But egg-shaped craft are not so unusual that I know of. You know, egg or oval. So maybe it was a version of that you were seeing. I don't know.
All right.
Was there any visible propulsion system on it?
No, not what we would know. There's no engine, there was no thermal signature. I was operating at night when I finally came in to pick it up, so I'm working under night vision goggles at the time.
So he was the delivery guy. He
picked it
was
up.
the pickup.
Yes, exactly.
It's like,
Yeah, on a long line. Yeah.
yeah. It's just we have a very special egg you need to come and pick up. How is special?
A big fat egg in the forest.
Yeah.
Come and get it. Yeah.
And it was quite clear. I flipped them up, flipped them down, and looked at it a couple of different ways.
How did you know that that egg-shaped object was non-human in origin?
Now, visually, after seeing all kinds of things in my past, it was clearly something that was ridiculously looking. It's inconsistent with anything I'd ever seen before. I can also tell you that the reaction by my team, we all knew we were dealing with something extraordinary.
And at no stage were you ever subsequently told that the craft was of non-human origin?
I will tell you that during this process over the last couple of years, it's been confirmed to me by ranking members of the UAP task force that what we were working with that night was in fact NHI, and it was not a unique experience.
So, Elizabeth.
So anyway,
Good.
the thing about it is that they asked like a kind of simple, mundane questions like, okay, how do you know it was non-human intelligence?
Yes.
And it wasn't something that we made or whatever. But it's like, it's not his diagnosis, or he didn't
Not in the end, no.
determine
Yeah.
that. It's like, yeah,
That's right.
that's not, he's been told.
Yes.
And by the look of it, he's been told right. So, and kudos to him for coming out and like risking everything.
Yeah, bravo, mate. Yeah.
And I think there are plenty. And what David Grush, David Grush is like weirdly quiet now.
Yes.
But Dr. Stephen Greer, he's trying to bring some top whistleblowers.
Okay.
And that would be interesting.
I just had a little side thought. You're going to hate me for this.
Go ahead.
Now we do know which came first, the chicken or the egg. It was the egg.
Egg. Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
No, I understand. Somehow I could guess what you're going to say because we talk about egg.
I couldn't resist it. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Let's see, Dr. Stephen Greer.
Yeah, he's my man.
Stephen, well, I like him. I like what he says, but sometimes I feel like he's like very one-sided, and I don't think like...
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Even based off evidence, like whatever bad that happened with ET or non-human intelligence or any kind of sightings or how do you say encounters that happened that was negative, that people get hurt. He said like, no, those were man-made vehicles, and it was like it was a man. How do you say? It was directed by humans.
Yes,
the mission, which I don't believe that. I mean, who am I to judge or decide? But for me, in my opinion, it can be that it's a vast universe, so there are plenty of races. Yeah. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good.
I in my opinion, whatever you can imagine probably is real somewhere out there.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the latest found from Dr. Stephen Greer podcast. Yeah, which he should have had podcast like several years ago.
Yes.
But I think he's so busy that he cannot manage it. Although he has a team, I assume he has a production team around him, but...
I would imagine so.
He would spend his time making documentaries. So he's like, find more values on that. But I think like it's really good to have a podcast or like whatever, like some type of daily update or weekly update on the issue.
Yeah, that would be very good.
But maybe that's exactly what I'm saying. He changed his mind to like have this podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't know how long he's going to go with it. But let's see what he says. Do you have something to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say to our viewers that if they don't know already, that Dr. Stephen Greer has a project to make concrete communication with extraterrestrials. And he has a network around the planet of people working on that. I don't know what success they've had yet, but good on him for trying.
Yeah. I think he's going to explain it himself here.
Good.
Would make contact with these rather emergently here today is because we have a group of people who are in the process in the next 72 hours or so who will be coming forward with a great deal of information and evidence related to the UFO and NHI or extraterrestrial issue. And I think the public is going to need to have a source of perspective and context and analysis to go to. And so I feel that this is the time for me to start a podcast like this. We're going to be eager to let everyone, put the word out that we're doing this, because I think without the context and interpretation, understanding, there'll be too many opportunities for the disclosure of this information to be manipulated, go sideways, and create all kinds of confusion.
Yeah. So I think he saw some of these like little, maybe not hands-on people on the issue start to interviewing and bringing in whistleblowers. So he's like, either like maybe he felt like they're trying to hijack the movement.
Yes.
Hijack his mission.
Yeah.
And not in the sense that if they get the same result. He felt like maybe they have different agenda. They try to like turn it over his head.
Yes, I understand.
They like, make the water muddy or like, make it more confusing.
I can well believe that's a possibility.
Because Jesse Michael, I love his podcast. I love the way he does things. He makes documentaries. He makes podcasts. He mix things up. So it's not like it's very fluid. It's not like, stuck in one thing and gets boring. It just mixes things up very well. And he interviewed 2 whistleblowers.
Yes.
One he released last night and one he released a couple days ago. And so I think, I'm not sure if Dr. Stephen Greer is in touch with all those people too.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think like he take the next step now. It's like people probably sick of hearing that there are plenty of whistleblowers.
Yeah.
Because people usually ask like, where?
Yeah, exactly. Where are they?
Why,
Show us.
Why they're not coming up? Yeah, exactly. It's nice and dandy to know there are.
Yes.
But show us.
Yeah.
Let us see what they have. Let us hear them out. So
do you think he's working in conjunction with Ross Coulthart? He said the same thing a moment ago, didn't he?
I'm not sure if they're directly in touch or in coloration.
Yeah.
Or how do you say coloration?
Collaboration.
Sure. Coloration. I'm not sure if they are directly in collaboration, but they are doing it really simultaneously.
Yeah, that was why I was asking.
I didn't even know about Lou Elizondo, but Lou Elizondo is on it as well. So
cool.
I just noticed.
This is really heating up. I like this.
I've been informed now, right in the middle of the podcast. But yeah, it's fascinating, exciting, and it's all rightfully so.
Sure, I absolutely agree.
This is enough with this nonsense that, we don't know what they are. It's like, what about all these people? There are more than hundreds whistleblowers. What are you talking about? So they know, you don't know, they work for you. How does that work? So let's see what, let's continue and see what he has to say.
So I think when we do these, we're going to try to do them every week if possible. I'll be traveling a great deal with what's happening, but we have a portable setup here. And we'll just kind of do it on the.
Yeah, as I said, like it would be good that he does it weekly, and he said he's going to do it weekly.
He's listening to you. See? Yeah.
or I was listening to him. I don't know which one. But I didn't remember anything that he says. I just remember that he says that he's going to do it, but how, when, and what.
Good synchronicity.
Yeah, probably.
On the road. When I'm traveling. So we're going to keep all of you up to date, at least on a weekly basis, and maybe more than that if there are further breaking events. And one thing I'd like to ask everyone to do is to share the link to this podcast with everyone else and put it up on sites so it gets the widest information out. One of the things that we've been doing just leading up to this, for those of you who are new to the Disclosure Project.
Dr. Stephen Greer, buy a microphone, man. You're struggling with money? Come on, man. Sorry.
I just want to introduce what we've been doing for the last 34 years. I was a young medical emergency and trauma doctor when I started this project, and it's evolved. And a little bit of background might be helpful for you guys. When I first started it, the intent was to initiate a program where humans would make contact with these civilizations that are non-human who are visiting here in a context of peace and to advance the relationships between humans and these other life forms, what's now called NHI or Nonhuman Intelligence. Within about a year or two, I was approached by people in the intelligence community and the U.S. government about the problem, and some of them were hostile to what we were doing for reasons we'll unpack in subsequent episodes, and some were wanting to help. And so in the early years of the Clinton administration, I was asked to brief the incoming director of the CIA for President Bill Clinton, and that subsequently led to a number of things you're going to hear about. with initiatives that began then and are now, ironically, going full circle and culminating now this week and in the months to follow.
Okay, he's talking about his background and how he got involved with this, and just try to how do you say, prove his credibility about it. So he talks about everything that he has done and all the things that he was involved in. But we can just fast forward a little to get to the point that he's talking about what he's gonna do.
Yes, good.
Let's see.
And those of you who've seen the documentaries Unacknowledged, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, the Lost Century.
These are really good documentaries. I don't know. I saw Unacknowledged, Close Encounters. I haven't seen the Lost Century.
Okay.
So these are really good documentaries.
And others, and those are all available for free on various streaming sites for you to look at to get context. You'll know there's been a long trajectory of working on this, and I've been dealing with, most recently, Senate Intelligence and Armed Services Committee and key people in the U.S. government as well as foreign governments to prepare them for this disclosure that's now happening. The team that will be coming forward we'll get to in a moment. I just want to give everyone sort of a good background context of how we got from there to here. And so it's a big story, 34 years of work. Now, one thing all of you can go to is you go to dpiarchive.com, which has the entire Disclosure Project Intelligence Archive up there. It's 34 years of...
Okay, yeah, it's just talking about this. I can actually show people how does it look, but we can just fast forward a little. So wait a second. He says government have no idea what's going on. Let's see.
He did, yeah.
Illegally run programs. I want to emphasize that there are two governments dealing with this. There's the constitutional government. Most of the people in that government have no idea what's going on.
So, okay. Constitutional, selected officials. I would believe that they don't know. Because they've been selected. There are governments that they don't get selected. They are there and they don't care about votes, things like that. It's not like, oh, I have this short period of time, 2 years, 4 years, whatever it is. So if I don't show up with the result, I'm gonna lose my job, lose my position.
Yeah.
So I believe those who get elected and have this condition of if you don't work well, you're gonna get out. You're gonna be kicked out. They might not know. I say might because it's very hard to believe that they have no clue. But to say government in whole,
in general,
don't know about it. That's
another matter.
Yeah, that's not that has no base in truth.
But one thing that I do like about his project is that he's kind of bypassing all that. If he can somehow create direct contact with other extraterrestrial life forms, well, the government's screwed. If we've got connection from outside of any control from government. And I don't know how he's going to succeed with that, but I would really like him to. Because, that gives us a whole different scenario. He mightn't last the distance, poor bugger, But good on him. That's why I support him. He's like not getting caught in this stuff where we're all kept in the dark. He's finding a way past that, or wants to. Or maybe has and hasn't told us himself. I don't know. But
well, to be fair, he's been at it for 34 years.
I know. Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see what else he asked.
And I can say that with authority because I'm one of the only people you'll ever meet who has briefed people at that level of government.
The only one. I'm the only one. Feels a little ego, but
Oh, well.
I will give it to him.
Bit of self-promotion. Yeah, good on him.
Who am I to talk shit about Dr. Stephen Greer? But
I know.
yeah, I like him. Like, he was the one of the figures that got me interested in the topic.
Okay.
So
good.
one of them. But
yes.
Yeah. But yeah, he's been dealing with a lot of ridicule and, dismissal and this and that, even though, as he says, he was consulting ex-presidents or
Yes.
former presidents. But yeah.
Government since 1993, when I briefed the incoming President Clinton's CI director. Then,
Look at that guy. No. Look at him. CIA director.
Like this.
I would say he's an alien.
Yeah, he looks a bit like me, actually.
If you were evil, the evil version of you.
President Clinton's CI director. Then, the other part of it is in Congress, or most people in Congress, they know nothing about the subject, even if they're on key oversight committees. So this has been something that was a shock to me. It's going to be a shock to you. It's going to be a shock to the world and the American public to find out that the constitutional government in the United States since the late 1950s have been basically pushed aside and relegated to irrelevance, frankly, on this issue since the late Eisenhower years. And so this whole...
So when was Eisenhower president?
Before Kennedy?
40s?
No, in the 50s.
50s, okay.
Not that I'm an expert on American presidents, but I was around then, believe it or not.
Close enough.
So this whole history we will unpack over a series of these episodes because it's very important to understand the context of how we got from there to here. But importantly, right now, the crisis of the moment is that there are a number of people coming forward from various black sites, which are highly classified, illegally run operations in intelligence, military, and corporate programs. And those guys that I've been meeting with for about almost 2 years now, 20 months, have decided to come forward publicly, identify themselves, and in a controlled release.
So he's been in touch with those people for 24 months,
yeah,
he says?
What he said.
So
yeah.
2 years. So
he's been building up to this.
Yeah, he says he has like more than 700 whistleblowers.
Oh, man.
But these group of whistleblowers that he talks about right now, he's been in touch with for 24 months.
So I wonder what's changed, if something has, that suddenly 700 people want to risk their necks to expose things.
I think what he was talking about is like during these years, 34 years.
Yes.
He gathered 700 people.
Oh, I missed that point. I thought it was
but
in 2
these
years.
new
Yeah.
ones, these like past 2 years that he's been in touch with, I'm not sure if they are, maybe they recently came out or it's recent.
Yeah.
Whatever they witnessed.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I see.
Let's see what he says. It's very exciting, very interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I don't think it's anything good.
Oh.
I think it's dark.
Okay.
And he feel urgency to come up with it and like kind of stop it.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
People who have been in these covert programs that are very disinformation oriented have wanted the public to believe we're not alone, but that there's a threat from outer space. And most of you who are familiar with my work know what Werner von Braun, through his spokesperson for the last 5 years of his life, Carol Rosin, said when he was dying, and in 1974 said the whole purpose of these covert programs, one of the big overarching purposes, is to be able to hoax a attack or an alien threat and present the extraterrestrial presence as a threat so that they could consolidate military power, industrial power, and also pivot the population through fear into realizing there's another enemy to fight.
Well, there is no doubt that they had it in mind, at least, like had it in their had the ambition to do that. But I don't think what we see is has anything to do with what they wanted to do before. Like fake alien invasion.
Yeah. It's got out of hand.
Because everybody says Project Blue Beam, like it's a psyop, it's this and that, but it's, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it. They're not harmful.
No. Yeah.
They don't pose a threat to people. I haven't seen anything that makes me want to go that way.
Yeah,
say,
sure.
oh, there's a psyop, alien invasion. It's just like people are excited. We were like, yeah, finally, come on.
Yeah, come
Take
on, guys.
over.
Yeah.
These people are assholes. Take over. They try to ban TikTok. We want TikTok. Oh, people in USA, they're losing it over TikTok.
Oh, dear.
And it feels like whatever something like something has been forced to people.
Yes.
It's like, especially in USA, it's like, yeah, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, my ass. You ban an app here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a myth. You know, I mean, it died long ago, in my opinion. Yeah.
And they don't take it lightly. They don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And they went to, like all of them went to sign up in another app called Red Note, which is Chinese owned. Because there is a speculation about TikTok being owned by Chinese companies, or at least have the algorithm there. But this Red Note is literally Chinese.
Okay. And Red Note sounds a little that way.
You know what I mean? And they try to ban that too. But they're not gonna stop. Like people when they get to this level of like, yeah, okay, fuck it, let's get united and find a different app. They're just gonna switch to another app. So they're not gonna stop this.
Yeah.
Unless they like, I don't know, stop the ban or buy TikTok. Which they're trying to, but TikTok is not selling.
Okay.
I saw a video of Mr. Beast. I don't know if you know who Mr. Beast is.
No, I don't.
He's a big, if not the biggest, YouTuber.
Okay.
So he record like a video talking about like, yeah, I had a meeting with a couple of billionaires, TikTok. Let's make a deal and we're willing to buy you. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, when you're doing that, it's a long-term psychological warfare operation, a psyop. And the best way to do that is once they figured out and reverse engineered.
All right. Yeah, they reverse engineer. They want to do so. But cattle immolation. How do you say it?
Mutilation.
Cattle mutilation.
Yes.
This cattle mutilation. He says he's like, yeah, this is has been done by people.
Okay.
And
why?
He thinks it's part of psyop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
That I don't buy. Even if they have, like, let's say, advanced technology, whatever. Why would they do that to?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No. I'm with you on that, Marnie. I think it's.
But that's what I mean. He's very one-sided. I understand where he comes from.
Yeah.
In his mind, it's like, oh, these are all benevolent beings. They don't do anything like that. But he doesn't know. Maybe they have a real good purpose for doing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me, just looking at it logically, I would say that it's beings collecting genetic material to create something somewhere else.
Exactly.
Why just those bits? I have no idea. I'm not a geneticist, but that's the first thing that comes into my mind, and probably was part of the abduction thing too, taking genetic material from humans to whatever they're doing. I don't know. I mean, to me, that's sort of a logical thing to do. You know, here's some animals, we'll take some bits of them, see what we can make new.
Granted, he might be right. I'm just saying this is, in my opinion, it's unlikely that people doing that.
That's what I mean. I don't mean the people that
Just
do that. I mean
to
that
have the purpose to freak people out.
Yeah, no.
That's just like you can do 1,000 different things.
Sure. I mean, we're both just expressing our opinions, him and us. But I think my opinion's better than his. So there. I think it's aliens.
Everybody thinks that their opinion is better than
Of
others.
course, that's what an opinion is.
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking, maybe I feel like it's not the purpose of it is, as you said, my opinion is closer to you than him.
Yes. Okay.
There is a purpose.
Yeah.
And it might look evil when you see the cattle laying down and its genital being removed like that.
Yeah, and jaw bones. And
it looks
things.
weird and demonic.
Yeah.
But maybe it's all for a good purpose.
Yes.
Then it's not, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
that is once they figured out and reverse engineered the extraterrestrial vehicles, the NHI Craft, as they're calling them now, Nonhuman Intelligence Craft. Those then began to be deployed in the late 1950s into operational craft that looked like a UFO for most.
Yeah, I think as we talked about it before, the Germans, the Nazis.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They kind of develop some type of anti-gravity vehicle. They call it Bell.
The Bell, yes.
Yeah.
Which crashed in the States somewhere.
And after the World War II, USA was like, oh, you guys.
Come see.
you scientists, my good fellow scientists, you didn't do anything wrong. You were forced.
Yeah.
So come here.
Poor little
Come
things.
over here. Yeah.
Or Werner von Braun was one of those, of course.
Yeah. So it's likely that they started developing the technology better and better by then. So when it says 1950s,
makes sense.
The timeline is kind of correct.
Keep on the lay public, they're indistinguishable from a vehicle. And those have been used in deceptive operations known as false flag operations. And these include everything that's in the pop culture on the subject, human abductions by aliens, mutilations of cattle and humans, and all kinds of skullduggery. Now, we can prove, if you go to our archive, that this has been a CIA psyop for many, many decades. If you look at The Lost Century and some of the other documentaries we've done, we put that evidence in there. I'm not going to unpack all that right now. But the big story has all.
So it's in the one documentary that I haven't seen, Lost Century.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe we can watch it and see if there is any merit to it that this has been done by CIA.
Yes. One good thing about my opinion is it's very flexible. I'm quite ready to be
as the opinion supposed
wrong.
To be.
Yes.
Yeah. You shouldn't marry to your opinion. It should be able to change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always been the technology, because without the technology, they couldn't hoax the threat, which is completely false. Anybody with any understanding of this.
Okay, Dr. Stephen Greer, let's see what you have to say about the whistleblowers. This is all like rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
because I heard that 1,000 times from him.
Same.
Now, the good news. Now let's talk about the other side of that coin. The good news is that a controlled and safe release of that information and technology, which is the objective of this group of defectors and whistleblowers coming out in the next a couple of days, is that we could transform the world economy and civilization to where we reach what's called a level 1 civilization that Michikaku talked about, where we're no longer damaging the environment. Within 20 years, there's no poverty on the planet. There's this big leap forward for all of.
So yeah,
that's wow. That's why I support him, because I would like to see that as reality. That to me would be the ultimate. How we get past all the governments that are going to try and stop that, I don't know. But that would be my greatest wish for this happening, mister. Because that's what we need so desperately. And as you know, that's my life work, is to try and enable that. So if these wonderful aliens come whoosh in and do the job, I can go fishing.
You think it's only up to clean and free source of energy?
I think would be a big part of it.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Yeah. I mean, just that thing alone, if we all had access to that without control of these controlling types, it would just shift the whole economy of the planet to start with in a good way. And of course, the dear old environment's going to get a chance to that's a big part of the healing process for the environment, isn't it? That we're not stuffing shit into the atmosphere daily, or wouldn't need to, or to be at a minus to do that. Of course, we've got a lot of rebuilding to do too, in the way of reforestation, fixing the oceans. But that would be the most amazing happening that could come from this for me. And not just that, but that would be a darn good start. But these people, if they're smart enough to have this technology working, I'm sure they can help us to develop socially too. So we move beyond this greedy, egotistical state of being that we've landed in. I mean, wow. I am dreaming here, mister, but that would be, wow. You'd see a very happy chappy and me if half of this happens.
Do you think the classification of these projects, this technology, has something to do with the way the economy is? And that's the reason that they don't want it out?
Yes.
Because they know it's going to...
Control, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to shift the paradigm for rich people.
Absolutely.
Those that
why else?
Owning like a oil and gas mine? No, what do you call them? Oil and gas
fields.
Gas fields, and they run in these petroleum companies.
Yeah,
they go out of business.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
But if there was smart cookies, they could rearrange things so they offer another service in line with free energy.
Well, it's not going to be as easy. It's not going to be as lucrative and easy.
No,
and they're not going to have the power, because it's not only the money. Like Russia, when Russia stops selling their petroleum to the world, then world suffer.
Yes,
or vice versa. When USA doesn't buy from Russia, Russia suffers. So this is like our economy is based on gold, but literally oil.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's why it's like it changed the whole game. If you have a free, clean source of energy,
yes,
it changed the whole game.
Oh,
so,
well,
okay.
But what I'm saying is, if these oil companies were half smart, they would say, okay, well, there's going to need new technology for the free energy devices, whatever they are. Well, let's focus on that and offer that as a service instead of sucking all the shit out of the ground.
No, but it's going to be one-time deal. So it's not going to be like, they're not going to... It's like with everything nowadays, even in a medical industry, they're not trying to cure you. They try to treat you. So
yes, I know that.
Go back and buy again and again and again, so they can sell their products. So with clean and free source of energy, even if they can make some profit to establish it, but then they cannot make any more profit because
of course
it's already, that's why it's free.
It's better
because you
than
don't need to
nothing.
pay.
yeah, true.
No, in that sense, they already made shitload of money. They don't need more money. They need power and control, as
they
you
need
said.
a change of attitude.
Yeah, but their aim is not to make profit anymore. They already,
Yes,
like,
of course.
like seven of their next generations are took care of.
Yeah, of course.
They just want control.
Yes.
And that's why it's very weird that, we're not all these people that come with a clean source of energy. Let's not say free, but clean source of energy. They've been like,
of course,
erased.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah,
they don't want any. They don't want anything to change the dynamic of the power. Here.
So it's a mindset that it really needs to go. Yeah, absolutely.
So okay, let's. Sunday morning of our time, Ross Coulthart will bring the evidence of the whistleblower. But Dr. Stephen Greer said 72 hours. Who knows what it means? But there are more weird things happening with the LA fire.
Yes, of course.
I just want to mention, like, quickly. First of all, it's just like really sad to see all these people losing their houses, even though if some of them are rich. But it doesn't matter. When you lose your house, it's like a part of you. It's like your house is not just walls, and it's like your energy being there collected with the items and everything you had, memories. It's like a part of you, you know, wiped off of you. So my thoughts are with those people. But at the same time, it's like when the narrative is that it's a wildfire, which I can agree with it, but there are weird things coming out, like how the fire started or whatever. Let's say it is like let's not look at it with a conspiracy theory lens, but there are weird things. Like there are houses that are destroyed, and there are trees that are standing right beside it.
Yes.
And you would think like, okay, if there is a wildfire, the tree will, burn first. And then a concrete house.
Yeah.
It's just like common sense. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand it. But
well, I can add a little comment on the tree part, because I'm originally worked with garden design and that for a big part of my life. A lot of the native trees in that area are designed to survive fire. Fire is a natural part of their cycle. For example, the Washingtonia palms, which are very common in Los Angeles. They're native to that area in Mexico, and they're inbuilt survival for fires. Not saying they all do, but they have that. And there are a lot of eucalyptus trees from that area that can do the same. But of course, there are a lot of imported trees and plants that are not designed for that purpose. So that's that's why we might see little discrepancies on which plants survive and which don't. But when it comes to houses, well, who knows? It's another matter.
yeah, because this guy, I think it was this guy. No, let me just show you this guy. Blue absorbs laser beam.
Oh, okay.
So if you just watch it, you see white, yellow, blue is fine, red.
Oof.
So,
I see, yeah.
And there are like aerial footage of LA that there is a how do you say, the section of houses,
Yes.
and all houses are burned to ground, and there is one blue house in the middle that is fine,
Oh, wow.
blue
Okay.
painted roof. That is fine.
So you mean someone's been firing laser beams?
No. But I'm saying like it's weird. I don't know how.
Wow.
I'm trying to like implicate that it is, but
Yeah, well, who knows? Yeah.
I'm honest enough to admit like I don't know shit about fuck. Maybe. I don't know. But it's like there are things coming out that is doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm too stupid to understand it. I can admit that up front. But you know, it's like it's good to
Well, it's a possibility. I mean, anything's possible, isn't it?
Unfortunately.
The first thing that pops into my egotistical mind is the family home in New Zealand's got a blue roof. Oh, phew.
Yeah, but it's good to know. It's good to notice. Like, okay,
it's really interesting what you.
It's ugly to have a blue roof, blue painted roof. It's really ugly, but if it takes to if that's
if it does
that's it takes, then let's have a blue painted roof.
Wow. Yeah.
So and they've been sighting these drones or orbs in the fire as well.
I've seen so many pictures of those.
So many footage of that. So, but it's an exciting time. Let's not make it longer than it is right now. It's a really exciting time, and I'm very excited about what's coming in next couple days.
Yes.
And if something extremely out of ordinary came out, we're gonna have a how do you say, emergency episode about it.
Of course.
We might go live.
Well, here's my wish for what it's worth. Like I've already said it, but I'll say it again, that some lovely extraterrestrial comes out. Hi, I'm Johnny. I'll be your alien for the next 100 years. And here's some free energy, and here's some really good ideas how you can shape up your egotistical, greedy way of being. Voila.
I think it's gonna be. It needs to be a lot more forceful than that. Well, I think it's gonna be like, okay, you're not in charge anymore. Okay, here's my version. What I'm hoping for. It's like, okay, what are these people? You elected them, and they don't do the things that they promise, and they don't do it by the law that they come up with laws that doesn't suit your values or whatever. Okay, we're gonna stop with the system. The system is corrupted. It doesn't matter if you fix this part of it or fix that part of it. It's corrupted. Let's forget about it. Let's start from the scratch. Human rights or this. Hey, that's a cute one you have, but we have to change it because it doesn't, conclude every rights that you must have. So let's start with that. And no one can rule over other people. We just have a base human rights, and it should be global. Not like one country or one area or one continent get all the goodies and people suffer. Countries be overexploited for other countries to live in the and that we have this 1, 2nd, 3rd world. It doesn't work like that. So, and a lot more, but that's a start for it. And it should be forceful, not like, here, if you want to take it. If you don't want to, we didn't mean to bother you. Sorry.
We'll take it back.
Well, even your version will work to some degree, I guess.
Well, either way, I'll be happy. Your way or mine, whichever. Long as it works, long as we get out of this really awful situation that we're in. Yes, bring it on.
Oh, let's hope for the best.
Yes.
Yeah. Change is coming.
Change is here.
Yeah, change is here.
More change is coming.
Thank you, Lai.
Thank you, Mani.